The odd and unsettling facts about President Benjamin Harrison. The 23rd President of the United States, Benjamin Harrison, has his own unique place in history. Beyond his policies and decisions, there are some lesser-known facts about him that are rather unusual and at times unsettling. Let's venture into 13 of the strangest aspects of Harrison's life and tenure. Fact number 1. Harrison's electrical apprehension. In the late 19th century, electricity was still a novelty, and its introduction to the White House in 1891 came with its own set of challenges. President Benjamin Harrison and his wife Caroline had genuine fears about the new technology. Reports from that period suggest they were particularly fearful of electrocution. Their trepidation was so profound that they refused to personally touch the light switches. As a result, they'd often sleep with the lights blazing throughout the night, preferring the inconvenience of brightness over the perceived danger of touching electrical fixtures. Given that the understanding and use of electricity was in its infancy, their fears, though seemingly odd today, reflected the apprehensions of a society confronting rapid technological advancements. Number 2. A unique presidential legacy, the grandfather-grandson duo. Benjamin Harrison occupies a singular position in the annals of American presidential history. He is the grandson of William Henry Harrison, the 9th President of the United States, making them the only grandfather-grandson pair to have both occupied the Oval Office. While there have been other family members in high office, like the Adams and the Bush families, this direct two-generation legacy remains unparalleled. Their presidencies, though separated by decades, presented a fascinating glimpse of the nation's evolving political landscape. Number 3. The controversial $1 billion Congress. The Congress during Harrison's tenure, spanning from 1889 to 1891, garnered criticism for its perceived fiscal recklessness. For the first time in U.S. history, Congress's spending surpassed $1 billion, earning it the moniker $1 billion Congress. Many contemporaries and political opponents viewed this as a scandalous and wasteful extravagance. The appropriations, covering a wide range of projects and initiatives, sparked heated debates about the role of government and its fiscal responsibilities. Harrison's era, thus, witnessed a pivotal moment in discussions about the scope and size of federal governance. Number 4. The Theater Superstition. The assassination of President Abraham Lincoln in 1865 at Ford's Theater had a profound impact on subsequent presidents and the American public. For Benjamin Harrison, the trauma of this national tragedy was still fresh. As a result, he harbored a deep-seated aversion to attending public theaters. Though Lincoln's assassination was a unique event, the psychological impact it had, especially on those in the same position, was considerable. Harrison's avoidance speaks to the lingering fears and superstitions that such a dramatic event can instill. Number 5. An Electoral Oddity. In the 1888 presidential election, Benjamin Harrison faced an unusual situation that only a handful of candidates have ever encountered. While he successfully secured the electoral votes needed to win the presidency, he did not win the popular vote. Harrison obtained 233 electoral votes compared to Grover Cleveland's 168. However, in the popular vote tally, Cleveland actually secured more votes than Harrison, with Cleveland garnering around 90,000 votes more. This discrepancy between the popular and electoral vote has occurred only 5 times in U.S. history and reflects the unique design of the American Electoral College system, where it's possible to become president without winning the most individual votes. Number 6. Annexations and tragedies. Harrison's presidency was marked by both territorial expansion and regrettable events in U.S. history. He championed the annexation of Hawaii, expanding U.S. influence in the Pacific. However, his term also witnessed the Wounded Knee Massacre in 1890, where U.S. troops killed hundreds of Native American men, women, and children in South Dakota. This event remains a somber reflection of the strained relations between the U.S. government and Native American tribes. Number 7. A cautious approach to modernity. Despite overseeing the installation of electricity in the White House, Benjamin Harrison was known to be generally skeptical of the rapid technological advancements of his era. This skepticism wasn't isolated to just electricity. The late 19th century was a time of rapid innovation, with inventions like the telephone, phonograph, and others revolutionizing daily life. Harrison's hesitation towards embracing these advancements can be seen as a reflection of a broader societal tension, where the excitement of progress was tempered by the uncertainties and fears of the unknown. It underscores the challenges leaders often face in navigating the delicate balance between tradition and innovation. Number 8. Brevity in leadership. Presidential addresses are typically lengthy affairs, full of policy details, vision, and rhetorical flourishes. However, Benjamin Harrison decided to buck this trend in his 1889 State of the Union address. With a total of only 1,209 words, Harrison's message to Congress remains the shortest State of the Union ever delivered. This brevity stands in stark contrast to other presidents' addresses and highlights Harrison's no-nonsense approach to governance. Number 9. The Great Opossum Parade. The 1888 election campaign was marked by various colorful events, and among the most unusual was the adoption of the opossum as an unofficial mascot for Benjamin Harrison's supporters. The reasoning behind this peculiar choice was to draw a distinct line between Harrison's Republican Party and the Democrats, who had chosen the rooster as their symbol. The enthusiasm for this marsupial reached its zenith in a parade held in Indianapolis. In a spectacle that would be unimaginable today, thousands of live possums were handed out to the cheering crowd, creating a surreal scene of politics and wildlife coming together. This event showcased the lengths to which political campaigns would go to engage and excite the electorate. Number 10. Pioneering presidential voice recording. In an era when technology was rapidly advancing, Benjamin Harrison made history by becoming the first U.S. president to have his voice recorded. He utilized a wax phonograph cylinder, an early recording device invented by Thomas Edison, to capture a campaign message. Considering the novelty of the technology at the time, this was a groundbreaking move. It allowed his voice and message to reach audiences in a whole new way, setting a precedent for future leaders to harness technology for political campaigns. Number 11. Extreme dental phobia. Dental anxiety is something many can relate to, but Benjamin Harrison's fear was on another level altogether. Instead of facing the prospect of the dental drill and enduring the process of getting a cavity filled, Harrison chose a more drastic measure. Whenever he suffered from a toothache, his solution was straightforward yet extreme: he'd opt to have the problematic tooth extracted entirely. This approach not only speaks to Harrison's deep-rooted dental phobia but also provides a glimpse into the state of dental care and anesthesia during the late 19th century. Number 12. The Front Porch Campaign. In the 1888 election, Benjamin Harrison took a unique approach to campaigning. Rather than traveling extensively across the nation, he mostly spoke from the front porch of his home in Indianapolis. This method drew significant attention, with supporters traveling from various locations to hear him address them directly. The front porch campaign was an unusual tactic, especially by the end of the 19th century, emphasizing his commitment to personal connections. Number 13. A diverse White House menagerie. The Harrison White House wasn't just home to the first family, it also hosted a range of unusual pets. Beyond the typical cats and dogs, one of the most notable was a goat named Whiskers. This wasn't just a pet kept away from public view. Whiskers was a frequent sight on the White House lawn, often accompanying Harrison's grandchildren in their playful antics, making it a particularly personal and charming chapter of his presidency.